Today is Earth Day, and the Earth just got some good news. Well over 100 countries are set to sign the Paris Agreement, an international accord that could save the planet from our best efforts to set it on fire. But you might be wondering, what is the Paris Agreement? Well, it sets in motion a process for steep emissions cuts worldwide, and it establishes the important goal of limiting warming to only 1.5 or 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, which is still a dangerous amount of warming, and even so might be more than we can achieve, but it's important to set the goal, and it's important to go at it in a smart way. And the way that it does it is by allowing individual countries to tailor their emissions cuts to their particular economic and political situation while working together as a planet to achieve the overall goal. And today marks the culmination of a lot of work that it's taken to get to this point. At the COP21 UN Climate Summit in Paris, 195 countries agreed to adopt the Paris Agreement. On December 12th, they negotiated the text of the document and agreed to adopt it without objection. Now, a lot of other conferences, though, have fallen apart at that point, which is why today is so crucial when some 155 countries from Somalia to Singapore are expected to sign. And that includes, by the way, the U.S. And China. And now, any sort of climate agreement that does not include those two countries is not going to be that effective in a global sense, and so it's important that it will be those two countries as well. And the U.S. is going to be ratifying it, we believe, through the executive order of President Obama, since the Republicans in Congress would never go along with it. They apparently don't care if the world literally burns. But signing onto the agreement is not the last step even so. After that, each country needs to submit an action plan, a proposal for the actions that they will take to make the actual plan effective. And as I said, that is going to be individually tailored. Some countries have far fewer emissions already, even per capita, and thus have less to do, while some fully industrialized or newly industrialized countries are going to have to make far more massive changes. So in theory, at this point, a lot could still go wrong. I mean, we need to make sure that all of these plans for over 100 countries are ambitious enough while at the same time making sure that they're actually followed. It doesn't matter if you put forth a great plan if they don't actually do the work. But there is cause to be optimistic, at least at this point. Just since December, before even signing on to the plan, India approved 6 solar projects. Vietnam has said it will stop building coal plants. China announced a 5-year plan that sets stricter climate targets. The United States halted new coal leases on federal land. JP Morgan said it would stop financing new coal mines. And Saudi Arabia said it won't be an oil state within 20 years. Now, all of that is good news, but we will need that and far, far more to reach the targets in terms of carbon emissions for the Paris Agreement. But you have to remember what's on the line. It is so important that we get out in front of climate change, so important that we not allow it to wreck our environment, that it is awesome that we're able to make this big step forward on the Paris Agreement. And it's fitting, by the way, that it happens on Earth Day. And that's my final judgment.